Tonight, questions and concerns after a deadly coronavirus outbreak at a Missouri City nursing home. Hello, I'm Len Cannon. 19 residents there have died. A total of 85 cases have been reported. 24 staff members tested positive at the residence. It comes as the state is going to be allowing limited visitation at nursing homes. Tonight, the state is investigating the paradigm at First Colony. Jason Miles spoke with senior advocates who say more oversight is needed.
Paradigm at First Colony isn't the first Houston area nursing home hit hard by COVID-19, but the outbreak here may be the most severe. The single nursing home suffered 19 deaths and 85 positive cases among its residents, according to the most recent data, which also shows 24 COVID cases among staff members.
It's alarming on one hand because of the damage that it does to the residents in the facilities and what it does to their well-being.
AARP of Texas, which advocates on behalf of seniors, is working to increase COVID-19 testing at long-term care facilities and access to personal protective equipment or PPE. Paradigm's website tells families and visitors not to enter, but those working there may pose the biggest threat.
They're the folks that leave the facilities every day. They go home, they live their lives, and are unknowingly coming in contact with the virus and unknowingly bringing it into the facility.
The Texas Health and Human Services Commission says protecting the safety of nursing home residents is its top priority, and it's actively investigating the Paradigm outbreak, adding in a statement, quote, "We are focusing in particular on the facility's infection control practices, whether it has been properly screening all staff and providers of critical services to residents, and whether it has been following all COVID-19 related guidance from our state and federal partners."
What is your advice to families with loved ones in these places?
Well, I think families need to keep asking questions. They need to know what's going on in those facilities to be able to make good decisions on behalf of their loved ones.
In Missouri City, Jason Miles, KHOU 11 News.
We just got this statement from Paradigm. It does not address the deaths or past cases, but in part says currently there are 11 residents with confirmed cases who remain in stable condition. Our mitigation efforts include training staff based on the recommendations of the CDC. It goes on to say we appreciate the many individuals and institutions working together to care for residents at Paradigm at First Colony. You can read the complete statement on our website, khou.com. Meanwhile, the state is going to allow limited visitation at some long-term care facilities. Under the new rules, you can visit loved ones at nursing homes, but only outside. Long-term care facilities can also have limited indoor and outdoor visits, but must use plexiglass as a safety barrier for those indoor visits. Also, the facility cannot have any positive cases among residents or within its staff in the last 14 days.